Okay, I'm live. Yes. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Stress Awareness Month, the month of April. This is a very special month for most of us because it's not just the Stress Awareness Month, it's a month where many people that are really close to me were born, and so many things happening this month. So thank you so much for joining me in this series. Actually, this series, I didn't plan it. You know, if I let me just backtrack a little bit for those that are joining me or those that will watch the recording later. So I didn't want to host the Stress Management Summit Africa, and for some reason I'm doing it, and then for some reason again I'm hosting a series on Stress Awareness Month. First of all, my name is Ezine Nnamdi Lewis, and I'm a medical doctor working in the UK. And at the same time, I'm very, 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 very interested and passionate about stress management. So you may call it a side stuff, but to me is my core actually, because I see it replicated even in the workplace. So it's not just a side stuff; it's just me. And I've been doing this since 2018. That was the first time I came across stress management. The interesting thing is that throughout medical school and graduation, I didn't know there was something called stress management until 2018 when the passion came. When I discovered it, it's been there, of course. So I just came across it due to I'll call it a divine guidance. Yes, and that was it. I learned about stress management, started learning about it, started teaching people about it since 2018, and this is 7 years now. Interesting. And then by 2020, I decided, okay, I'm going to host a stress management summit. And this was at the peak of COVID, you know. So I was like, I'm not doing anything at the moment. So what do I do to, support other people due to all the COVID fear and everything associated with COVID? And then my mentor encouraged me to go ahead and host a summit. And in 3 weeks, I had to plan a summit. And this is the fifth year. It should have been the sixth year, but there was no summit last year. So that is why this is the fifth year. So for the Stress Awareness Month, this is a very important series because back home, we are still in the era of competition for who is more stressed. When you tell somebody, hey, I'm stressed, or this work is stressing me, then they tell you something like, your own is even small. I've been stressed like for a very long time, and my own is giving me headache, this one, that one. And it's now like there is a competition for who is more stressed than the other. So we are still in that era of creating awareness, and this hustle spirit that we have, that people work to the point that they drop, to the point that they end up in the hospital. I'm training to be a family physician, which is what's called a general practitioner here in the UK. And you realize that most of the people presenting to the clinic are all coming with a stress related illness or the other, whether the stress affected them directly or indirectly, or they are now suffering from stress related to the disease they already have. But let me not digress. I've done lots of introduction. Let's dive quickly into the series proper. So why I'm doing this is, first of all, I didn't really plan to be here, but here we are. So something has to be done, something has to be said. So first of all, let's talk about sleep. Sleep. So I've been planning this summit, and one thing I didn't want was to be stressed while planning the summit. But of course, so long as you're going to do something reasonable, you've chosen to live a responsible life or contribute to your society, stress is most likely inevitable. Okay, even if you're getting people to work with you, but how do you help yourself cope with the stress of parenting, with the stress of work, with the stress of finance? Your money is not meeting with the budget, it's not matching the budget, and the various stresses out there, maybe your relationship, marriage, or even relocation, which is the current common one amongst many of us at the moment. So how do you cope with all of this? Because you're just one person and you have all these various responsibilities dragging you, and then the finances is not matching with all the efforts, all the stress that you're putting out there. So what do you do? How do you cope? Now I'll let you in on just one thing that can make a difference with all the stresses of the day. I'm sure you may have heard of various strategies. Some people will tell you do yoga, do meditation. Some will tell you travel, take a break, go somewhere to revive, go on retreat, go on a wellness program, or you know. So there are so many things out there to do, but there is one thing that you can start with, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's free and very, very affordable. Of course, it's free, meaning it's already affordable, and that is sleep. No matter what you do, please don't joke with your sleep. This is the way I say it. If you don't sleep well the night before and you wake up the next day and you want to go and start doing everything you want to do, now the way I'll use an analogy. It's like working with half of your brain cells. Okay, so now you need your full self, you need your full capacity to be alert, to be able to deliver, right? But now you didn't sleep well the night before. That means you didn't allow most of your brain cells to actually rest, to detox of the of every stress and toxins that it accumulated during the day, to actually heal and restore, repair and restore. And you didn't you didn't give time for all of this to happen to your brain cells, and then you come out the next day to tackle the next day with its own problem. Of course, each day comes with its own wahala, is it not? Now, imagine how you feel working with limited capacity. Okay, so imagine that half of your brain cells is not really active. You're now working with half to tackle a full day activity. What do you think is going to happen? Of course, you're going to feel so overwhelmed. Let me say um you're used to doing your work. Maybe your work requires heavy lifting. Okay, you're used to doing the lifting, like it's normal to you. It's nothing big. It's nothing major. But now you're coming with, let me say, one part of your body is tired. Maybe your hand is tired or weak. Do you think you're still going to leave that heavy load? Of course, you're going to need extra help to help you cope. Now, you're going to start complaining, like, oh, this thing I'm doing is too much for me. And then when somebody is like, it's not something you used to do before, I beg, do it, or I beg, shift. You will find yourself boiling, so angry, so irritable. Like, don't they get it that I cannot do it? I cannot deliver. Now, you have reduced your ability to deliver. You have reduced that capacity to deliver by not allowing yourself to recover to your resting state, to your full state. Okay, so that's what happens when you do not sleep well. You don't sleep well, and then you go out to tackle the activities for the day, and then somebody will be like, um, maybe somebody will use your cup, which is normal. Look, maybe they use your cup before and you're like, hey, don't do it. Oh, I don't like that. But this day, they now used your cup. Next thing, you're screaming down the house. Like, who did this? What is going on? Why don't you people get it? Why is no one helping me? Why are you guys getting on my nerves? It's not necessary that they are getting on your nerves. It's just that you've become so irritable because your capacity to deliver as you used to has so diminished because you did not sleep well the night before. You get. So there is this thing that everybody says now, sleep is for the weak. Sleep is for the weak. You don't need to sleep. You don't need to put in 6 hours a day. Science has proven repeatedly that an adult needs 7 to 6 hours every day. But if you look at it, you realize that sometimes, or even most times, it's not really feasible. So you can try to negotiate it to maybe like six. I'm not saying this is scientific, okay? But I'm just saying it's better than nothing. However, it's not just the number that we are really interested in. We are really interested in the quality you get. So, if for instance you have children that you still have to wake up at night to maybe to go to urinate, like you have to wake them up to urinate so that they don't bed wet or something like that, and you started sleeping by 11 o'clock the night before, and you have till 7 a.m. to wake up. That's 8 hours sleep, is it not? But then your sleep has been interrupted severally, maybe several times, maybe 12 o'clock, 3 a.m., 6 a.m. And when you wake up by 7, yes, you put in 8 hours, but at the same time, you're feeling so unrefreshed. You're feeling, your eyes are still very heavy. Sorry, just give me a minute. Let me respond to this. So your eyes are still very heavy, like you've not even slept at all. Just give me a minute. Okay. Okay, let me just continue. So your eyes are still very heavy. I'm sorry about the delay. Like you've not even slept at all, or you're getting this banging headache, or you're just so tired. After we've slept, we expect that, oh, we are so energized and ready for the day. But you've slept and you've woken up and you're so tired. Like, what happened? Now, this is because you've not really gotten proper quality sleep. It's not just in the number. So you can also do 6 hours and still wake up feeling so refreshed. You get the difference now. So it's not just in the number, it's in the quality. Now, if you've been feeling more sleepy during the day, or you've been struggling when you wake up, you feel that you've not felt refreshed. Now you're going to start thinking about what's called sleep hygiene. Okay, the same way you take care of your skin, the same way you take care of your makeup and all of that, that's the same way you're going to take care of your sleep. It's not something that you can put, let me say, like a bad breakout on the face. You now use makeup to coat it. No, it's not something that you can just coat like that. So what you're gonna do is try to track how you feel after a night's sleep, and also track how many hours you put in. Let me see, starting from tonight, you tell yourself, I need six, maybe 6 hours of sleep. Maybe I'm going to start 6 to 7 hours. Maybe I'm going to start sleeping by 11, and I'll wake up by 6 o'clock, and I'll be like, okay, on waking up this morning, how did I feel? You log it in. Did I sleep through the night? You log it in. Did I wake up intermittently, maybe due to bad dreams or due to waking up so much, so frequently to urinate? And if I woke up intermittently through the night, how did it make me feel? You log it in. Do you get? So with this, you're able to track what quality sleep means to you, and what things affect how you sleep, affect how you feel when you wake up. Now, if you've been able to track this, you now get an idea of, oh, maybe I need so amount of hours to sleep. Or if I realize that, oh, I'm urinating more frequently at night, and it's interrupting my sleep, making me feel rubbish in the morning, maybe I need to get checked in the hospital to check, maybe could it be a urine infection, or could it be diabetes looming, as in just get checked so that you can sleep well, so that you can function properly during the day. Now, in addition to sleep hygiene, um Other things that are involved in the sleep hygiene. If I let me just use an analogy I usually use to explain sleep hygiene to people. Now, if have you imagined that whenever you get to the library, you feel more sleepy? I remember one time when I was preparing for my WAEC back then. So I was in the library. That was in Abia State. I was in the library, state library. And I didn't realize when I do stuff. Now, one guy, the guy that was sitting beside me, he had his headsets on, and he tapped me. Are you sleeping? He was literally shouting because he had the headphones, so he didn't even know that his voice was loud. He was like, "Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Have this sweet so that you stop sleeping in the library." I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed and I packed my bag and left that day. That was when I was very, very young. But if somebody shouts like that, "Hey, are you sleeping in the library?" I'll say, God, I beg, oh. But you know, be firewood. Yes, I'm sleeping. What next? So it was a very funny experience. So why you sleep in the library is you realize that the library is kind of dead quiet, and the lights sometimes are dim. When they now some libraries come with these secluded parts where it's just you. Now, when you're there, it's like just you. Everywhere is quiet. The light is not so bright on you. And then the temperature is kind of just cool, not too hot, not too cold. What do you expect? It's so cool. Your body feels so relaxed. Next thing is sleep. And in addition to that, you're reading maybe one boring book or one book you're just reading for the sake of passing exam, not because you really find it interesting that you want to see what's going on in the next page, you know. So before you know it, you're sleeping off. Now, if you're struggling with sleep, first of all, work on your sleep hygiene. Try to recreate what I've just mentioned now. And what you're recreating is try to get your room to be cool, quiet, noiseless. And if you live in an area that is always noisy, you can use what's called quiet noise. You can use there are several sources. You can find white noise on YouTube. Just Google white noise. It's just like this kind of muffled sound. Will I call it muffled? Well, just Google it. You understand what it means. Or even the fan just blowing on you. That noise that it makes, it's like a white noise that also help people to sleep. Then avoid as much as you can. Take your TV away from your room so that you can sleep properly. Okay, the room shouldn't be a place for entertainment as such, like TV. It's a place where you're coming to rest and refresh, isn't it? And the next one is avoid eating late at night because when you feel heavy or you feel nauseous, it will disturb your sleep, or you drink lots of water towards bedtime. It's going to make you to be waking up more frequently at night to sleep. And in situations where you've been in bed and the sleep is not coming, what you do is just get out of the bed, and if you have a book nearby, maybe a boring book, just grab it and start reading. Maybe go to bed and just have a look at it. It's like a sleeping pill for me. Before you know it, you just doze off, you know. And I'm not going to recommend to you some boring books. So just think about something you have, you know. So a magic sleeping pill for me is a book, a quiet space, a comfortable bed. Maybe I'll use a duvet to cover myself, and before you know it, in a short while, I'm off. So this is your sign, guys, to start taking your sleep very, very seriously, because we can't be talking about, hey, manage your stress, so hey, cope with your stress, so and you are not sleeping properly at night. No, we can't be talking about, they don't go together in the same conversation. If you don't sleep well, you don't sleep well. So if you don't sleep well, stress will deal with you. And if you're stressed, your sleep will also be affected. So they work together. At least tackle one so that you know that it's the stress that is now remaining to tackle. And then Another thing that happens to people that affects their sleep is overthinking. If overthinking is your problem for not sleeping well, this is a simple trick. Okay, that's all those thoughts that are in your head. Get a pen and paper. Begin to write them down. Write down all these thoughts. And as you write, list them. Beside each one, list what you're going to do, whether you're going to handle the situation, or whether this one is a useless thought that doesn't have any meaning, or whether you're going to tackle it the next day, or who you're going to contact. Just do all the brain dumping. Okay, it tricks your brain to believe that yes, you've handled the matter, and at least it frees up your memory and help you sleep better. So do the brain dumping, or if you have somebody beside you, you can dump it onto them so that you can sleep. If not, you will think without solution, and you just stress yourself out. And you in some situations you might even dream self some kind of weird dreams that you have no idea where it's coming from. And then one final thing that you must note in sleeping properly is a clean space. I tell people, if your room is not neat, you will have bad dreams. So you will have bad dreams. This is not a joke. So please keep your room clean. All those clothes, pack them somewhere. Pack them somewhere. You can just get a box and throw all of them inside. So when you're ready to arrange them properly, all those books that are scattered, just pack them somewhere and shift one side. Let there be space. Let air flow freely through that. Let there be space. Let somebody not be stepping in your room and be matching things. Maybe if kids are there, they will just step on toys and the toy will just injure somebody's leg. So as much as you can, keep your space clean. In fact, that reminds me, I think I should have a session on decluttering, because there are people that the source of their stress is actually a cluttered space, a very, very cluttered space. So, in the next series tomorrow, I'm going to talk about decluttering your space to help you minimize stress. You may think this is just one of those things about it's not the home again, but where you sleep, where you lay your head, where you start your day, and where you retire at the end of the day has an impact, has an ability to influence your life, influence your day, influence your mood. So tomorrow, join me for a series where we're going to talk about decluttering to cope with your stress. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me today. And don't forget to register for the summit. The summit is just going to be fantastic. So we've gotten like 13 experts that are going to be speaking to us to help us cope with stress. So join us. They will talk about parenting, marriage, relationship, finance, work. The theme of the summit is wholesomeness. Like God, I beg, I just want to be whole. So come and join us, okay? Do not miss it. Do not miss it. See the registration in the banner that is scrolling below. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, kindly subscribe to our channel, because there are lots and lots more that are going to be coming your way. Cheers and see you later. Bye.